Welcome to Beyond the Brackets. In this video, we'll evaluate trigonometric integrals of the form integral 0 to 2 pi f of cos theta sin theta with respect to theta using the method of residues. Before starting the problem, let's recall the standard substitutions used to convert trigonometric integrals into contour integrals. We take z is equal to e power I theta. For integrals involving sin theta and cos theta over the interval 0 to 2 pi, the substitution z is equal to e power I theta traces the unit circle modulus of z is equal to 1 once in anticlockwise direction. Differentiating with respect to theta, we have dz is equal to differentiation of e power I theta will be e power I theta into I d theta. So substituting the value of e power I theta as z, this is zi d theta, which implies d theta will be equal to dz by iz. We also know that sin theta is equal to e power I theta minus e power minus I theta by 2i. Here e power I theta is z, so e power minus I theta will be 1 by z. Simplifying this using the LCM, we have sin theta is equal to z square minus 1 by 2iz. Similarly, since cos theta is equal to e power I theta plus e power minus I theta by 2, e power I theta is z, so e power minus I theta will be 1 by z. Taking the LCM and simplifying this, we have cos theta is equal to z square plus 1 by 2z. These are the standard substitutions we'll use to convert the given trigonometric integral into a contour integral. Here comes the first question. Show by the method of residues integral 0 to pi d theta by a plus b cos theta is equal to pi by square root of a square minus b square. Equivalently, the same result can also be written as integral 0 to 2 pi d theta by a plus b cos theta is equal to 2 pi by square root of a square minus b square. Let's see with the circle modulus of z is equal to 1. Put z is equal to e power I theta so that d theta will be equal to dz by iz and cos theta will be equal to z square plus 1 by 2z. Now consider the given integral. Substituting these values in the integral, d theta will be replaced by dz by iz and cos theta will be replaced by z square plus 1 by 2z. Here I is constant, we can take it outside the integral. We have 1 by I integral over c 1 by 2z is the LCM, so we get 2az plus bz square plus b divided by 2z into dz by z. So we have 1 by I integral over c 2 by 2az plus bz square plus b into dz. So the integrand is f of z is equal to 1 by bz square plus 2az plus b. The poles are obtained by equating the denominator bz square plus 2az plus b equal to 0. Solving this quadratic equation, we have z is equal to minus 2a plus or minus square root of 4a square minus 4b square divided by 2b. On simplification, we have minus a plus or minus square root of a square minus b square by b. So the poles are alpha is equal to minus a plus square root of a square minus b square by b and beta is equal to minus a minus square root of a square minus b square by b. Since we are considering the contour modulus of z is equal to 1, to determine whether the poles lie inside or outside the given circle, we find their distance from the origin, that is their moduli. Let's calculate the modulus of the first pole alpha. Since we have a greater than b greater than 0, here a square minus b square will be less than a square. Taking square root on both sides, square root of a square minus b square will be less than a. Adding minus a on both sides, we get minus a plus square root of a square minus b square will be less than 0. And we know that 0 is less than b, so minus a plus square root of a square minus b square will be less than b. Dividing throughout by b, we get minus a plus square root of a square minus b square by b will be less than 1. Since modulus of alpha is less than 1, so alpha lies inside the unit circle. Similarly, to determine whether beta lies inside or outside the given circle, we have a greater than b greater than 0, so a square will be greater than b square. Adding minus b square on both sides, we get a square minus b square will be greater than 0. Taking square root, we get square root of a square minus b square will be greater than 0. Adding a on both sides, we have a plus square root of a square minus b square will be greater than a. Since a is greater than b, so we get a plus square root of a square minus b square is greater than b. Dividing by b on both sides, we have a plus square root of a square minus b square by b is greater than 1. Taking negative sign on both sides reverses the inequality. Minus a minus square root of a square minus b square by b will be less than minus 1. So we have got beta as less than minus 1. So modulus of beta will be greater than 1. So alpha lies inside the given circle and beta lies outside the given circle. To find the residue at z is equal to alpha, we have m is equal to 1 and a is equal to alpha. Using the formula for residue at a simple pole, we have limit as it tends to alpha, z minus alpha into f of z, that is 2 by ib into 1 divided by z minus alpha into z minus beta. Z minus alpha in the numerator and in the denominator cancel out. Substituting limit as it tends to alpha, we get 2 by ib into 1 by alpha minus beta. Next, substitute the values of alpha and beta. We observe that plus a by b and minus a by b in the denominator cancel out, and we are left with 2 by ib into 1 by 2 into square root of a square minus b square divided by b. Simplifying this, we get 1 by I into a square minus b square. By residue theorem, the given integral will be equal to 2 pi I into sum of residue at z is equal to alpha, which is 1 by I into a square minus b square. Simplifying this, we have 2 pi by square root of a square minus b square. This is the value of integral 0 to 2 pi d theta by a plus b cos theta. To obtain the value of integral 0 to pi d theta by a plus b cos theta, we note that it is 1 by 2 times integral 0 to 2 pi d theta by a plus b cos theta. So on simplification, the answer will be pi by square root of a square minus b square. Moving on to the next question. Let C be the circle modulus of z is equal to 1. Put z is equal to e power I theta to get d theta as dz by iz, and cos theta will be z square plus 1 by 2z. To substitute the value of sin 3 theta, first consider z is equal to e power I theta, which means z cube will be equal to e power 3 I theta. Now sin 3 theta will be equal to e power 3 I theta minus e power minus 3 I theta by 2i. Substitute the values and taking the LCM after simplification, sin 3 theta will be equal to z power 6 minus 1 divided by 2i z cube. Substituting these values in the given integral, we have sin 3 theta as z power 6 minus 1 by 2i z cube divided by 5 minus 3 cos theta is z square plus 1 by 2z, and d theta will be replaced by dz by iz. Keeping z power 6 minus 1 by 2i z cube as it is and simplifying the denominator, we have 2z as the LCM. We get 10z minus 3z square minus 3 by 2z into dz by iz. Here in the denominator, I square will be equal to minus 1, 2 and z in the numerator and in the denominator cancel out, and we are left with z power 6 minus 1 in the numerator divided by minus z cube into 10z minus 3z square minus 3 into dz, which is same as z power 6 minus 1 divided by z cube into 3z square minus 10z plus 3 into dz. Factoring the denominator, we have z power 6 minus 1 divided by z cube into z minus 3 into 3z minus 1 dz, which is the value of f of z. To find the poles of f of z, equate the denominator to 0. We get 0, 3 and 1 by 3 as the poles, of which z is equal to 0 is a pole of order 3 which lies inside the circle. Z is equal to 1 by 3 is a simple pole which lies inside the circle, and z is equal to 3 is outside the given circle. To find the residue at z is equal to 0, we have m is equal to 3 and a is equal to 0. Using the formula for residue at pole of order m, substituting the values, we get 1 by 2 factorial, limit as z tends to 0, z square by dz square into z minus 0 whole cube into z power 6 minus 1 by z cube into z minus 3 into 3z minus 1. Here z cube cancel out in the numerator and in the denominator, and we are left with 1 by 2, limit as z tends to 0, d square by dz square into z power 6 minus 1 by product of z minus 3 into 3z minus 1 can be written as 3z square minus 10z plus 3. Differentiating this with respect to z, we observe that numerator and denominator both have z, so u by v rule will be applied. First, the denominator 3z square minus 10z plus 3 will be written as it is. Differentiation of z power 6 will be 6z power 5 minus the numerator z power 6 minus 1 will be written. Differentiation of the denominator will be 6z minus 10 divided by denominator whole square. This can be simplified as 18z power 7 minus 60z power 6 plus 18z power 5 minus 6z power 7 plus 10z power 6 plus 6z minus 10 divided by the denominator, which can be again simplified as 12z power 7 minus 50z power 6 plus 18z power 5 plus 6z minus 10. Differentiating this again, numerator and denominator both have z, so u by v rule will be applied. Writing the denominator as it is 3z square minus 10z plus 3 whole square. Differentiation of numerator will be 84z power 6 minus 300z power 5 plus 90z power 4 plus 6. Minus the numerator will be written as it is. Denominator is of the form z square. Differentiation of this will be 2 into 3z square minus 10z plus 2. Again differentiation of 3z square will be 6z minus 10z will be minus 10 divided by denominator whole power 4. Applying limit as z tends to 0 and simplifying this, we get minus 91 by 27. To find the residue at z is equal to 1 by 3, we use the formula for the residue at a simple pole. Substituting the values, we get limit as z tends to 1 by 3, z minus 1 by 3 into z power 6 minus 1 divided by z cube into z minus 1 by 3 into z minus 3. Z minus 1 by 3 in the numerator and in the denominator cancel out, and we are left with z power 6 minus 1 divided by z cube into z minus 3. Applying limit as z tends to 1 by 3 and simplifying this, the answer will be 91 by 27. By residue theorem, we have 2 pi I into sum of residue at z is equal to 0 and z is equal to 1 by 3. So that will be simplified as 0.